Hey everyone, I'm back again with another video, and this one is titled, Wife Cheated, Trying to Get Past It, Please Help. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Let's get right into it. I have known my wife since the 4th grade. We started dating when we were 17 and got married when we were 22. We have 2 boys now, one 7 years old and one 3 years old. Last year, we weren't doing good financially, or in our relationship, or even personally. Instead of paying for daycare, I became a stay-at-home dad for 2 years prior to taking care of our youngest son. We had a house and student loans to pay for, and our finances were out of control. It became a constant point of complaint on my end, since I was the one looking over our finances. And I was the one seemingly talking about how we needed to not spend as much, while it seemed that she didn't care. On top of that, she looked at me in a way that could only be described as her oppressor, her concrete shoes that she walked with daily. Because of this, she treated me in a way that was uncaring of her decisions, because she already knew I was going to be about it, whatever it may have been. For instance, making plans with her family was many times just a notification that it was going to happen, instead of a communication about what I had planned, or what I wanted to do that day, etc. Many times my complaining was rightly justified, other times it was a product of the uncaring way she lived her life. I don't know when it happened, but at a certain point in her eyes, I stopped being her partner and started being dead weight. I went through, and I'm still going through, what I can only to assume is depression. At the time, it was over money, over lack of a career, over our constant bickering. She went through what I could only call depression as well. She would cry, I would cry. She tried to leave me maybe once or twice before. I always begged her to stay. She always stayed, partly because of the kids, and partly because deep down she always told me she wanted to fix our relationship. I have no doubt in my mind that she loved me, and always has. However, our relationship was in shambles, and both of us always pointed the finger at the other as the root cause. Still though, the one thing that I fall back on personally is that I always at least tried to accept my shortcomings that she notified me of, and always tried to fix them, even if I failed. She did not. She rejected a lot of what I tried to point out as her own personal shortcomings, and acted as though I was in error since nobody else seemed to think those things about her. I always appreciated that she was supporting us financially. However, I digress from initial point. Our relationship went to S. We argued, we screamed at each other, we got up in each other's faces, we verbally abused each other to the point that it is almost unbelievable. Despite all that, we still marched on, and we both still wanted to make it better. We came up with a plan around August of last year. We found a company that would train me in an IT-related field, and would then market me to other potential companies looking for professionals. However, the training was in another state, and would last around 6 to 8 weeks, during which I would make periodical visits to spend time with her and the kids. She was genuinely excited about the life change, about new beginnings, about what this could mean for us and our family. She told friends and family members, and everyone was excited for us. So we proceeded with the plan. This would be financially freeing, and part of the financial freedom would alleviate a lot of our arguing. So I left for another state to go to training. After about a month, I noticed something was wrong. She was leaving the kids with her parents, going out to bars or parties with coworkers, which was unusual. Around that time, she broke the news to me that she was seeing someone, a coworker, whom I found out acted as a shoulder to cry on for our relationship. I was devastated. Despite our terrible relationship status, we always made up. We always told each other we loved one another. There were still plenty of happy moments that we shared with each other and with our family. There were plenty of smiles and hugs and intimacy despite the arguing. I still remember one of the last things she said to me before I left. "You're my husband, and I love you, and we will follow you anywhere you go." What follows from this point is what I believe to be a complete and utter mental breakdown on her part, and I believe it to have started even before she broke the news. Things drastically changed between us. She acted like a completely different person, someone I had never seen in my life. She was uncaring, unyielding, unaffectionate towards not just me, but to our children also. She was constantly pawning them off to her mother to go out or have people over. She had never been alone with the kids before, working, cooking, and cleaning, and it clearly became too much for her. The kids, the house, the pets, all became too much for her to take care of, and she seemingly self-destructed. I had many reports from her mother and my own mother about the state of things while I was away. Her relationship with this coworker lasted 3 months. Her plan that she communicated to me was to either A, give the kids to me to live in another state and we go our separate ways, or B, come with me to another state and live as co-parents. However, during all of this, I do not believe she was in any way in a normal or rational frame of mind. When I tried to rationalize with her and tell her the financial and emotional implications this would have on not just me and the kids, but her as well, she denied every impact it would have on everyone, including herself. During this time, there were brief moments when she would call or text amidst all that was going on, that she would say that she still loved me, or that she still wanted to fix our relationship, or that she didn't want to break up our family. When I came home to visit, and all this was going on, she could not keep her hands off of me, and for whatever reason, passionate husband and wife intimacy happened almost every time I was around. Many times when I came home, she would leave almost immediately and was gone overnight. As an extremely non-confrontational person, she would run away to avoid arguing with me about the situation and seeing me so sad and distraught over this. After 3 months, he dumped her. He said that she was distant and he didn't love her. From other details I've gotten about the situation, there were also attractions issues between them, and intercourse only happened less than a handful of times, not that it makes it any easier to digest. After the relationship concluded, she broke down even further. She told her mother and some other people she was relieved, and wished she had ended it much sooner. She told him that it was a huge mistake and that it never should have happened. Fast forward to now, I continued with the plan. I got a job in another state, and as I told her from the beginning, whether she came or not, the kids were coming with me. I don't have the money for daycare, and I don't have any family up here. And I do want to repair what happened and live a happy life with my family, her included. So I moved them all up here, and they all live with me. Before I conclude this story, let me give a little backstory on my wife. She grew up in a broken home. Her father was never there, and when he was doing bad things and being mean to their mother. He never hurt my wife or her sister, but did enough emotional damage to the both of them. She didn't grow up in a house that showed a love in a relationship. Fast forward to after this current situation with her coworker ended. She has seen a couple of doctors due to moving around since all of this took place. All of them tell her she is/clinically depressed. One of them told her she was bipolar, while another one told her she had PTSD from childhood. All of them recommended some form of medication. It's been about 9 months since this situation took place. Ever since it happened, she cries endlessly about what she did. She has told her mother, my mother, countless doctors and me that she carries around a mountain of shame that she can't get rid of. She claims that she can never forgive herself for what she's done to me or to the kids. She thinks about a lot of things often, and if it wasn't for the kids or any inkling of hope with me, I fear that she would have already done it. I'm not helping the situation any honestly. If I try to move forward with her, there's always something to remind me of what happened, and I instantly come crashing back to earth. I feel like nothing will ever be the way I want it with her again, even though she's made a million efforts to profess her love to me, even going as far as to offer to renew her vows with me and secretly bought me a new wedding ring. I don't wear my wedding ring anymore because to me, it meant something, a promise to each other. I hope one day I could believe again and put the new one on that she bought me. I know that I played my part in our relationship failing previously as she did. I'm very aware of every terrible word or action I took in this. I've read countless statistics on infidelity, and that while Reddit's consensus is to burn the witch to the ground, I'm not sure I agree with that. Many marriages make it past infidelity. How do I let go? How do I get past this? Should I be trying to make this work? How do I believe again, and should I? There is still a lot of love between us that I can't explain, and she and I have always had it, and it never goes away, even while this situation took place, even while we were at our worst. What do I do? Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos, and be sure to comment below what other subreddits you want me to cover.